For Bruce Porter and Dollars and Cents, and we'll be back to talk about money and stuff right after this.
Putting the client first. That was my main priority some 20 years ago when I started the Resource Center, and it remains my priority today. That's why I wrote Finding the Courage to Retire, to help guide you confidently along a journey that should be the most rewarding of your life, from creating sustainable income and preservation strategies to understanding Social Security, Medicare, and much more. This book is the retirement roadmap you need. To get your free copy, just call or email our office today. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day in the Ozarks.
It is. The weather, they say the wind is going to push it up to 70 degrees today.
Yeah, I know. So I dressed for it. I got, like 3 layers on.
And then we're going to
get ready for the hot air coming.
We'll get the cold front coming through after that.
Yeah.
But this isn't a show about the weather.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going to talking dollars and cents.
Yeah.
So what do you got for us today?
Well, you know what? The end of the year is coming up, and I think everybody needs to be paying attention. I think you need to be meeting with your tax people, trying to figure out kind of where you're at. Now's the time to try to plan on, should I up my contribution for my 401k to reduce my tax liability, or am I going to need a tax deduction? If I am, now might be a time to consider making a contribution to a traditional IRA if you need a tax deduction. If you don't, I think it's a good time to put a contribution into a Roth IRA. It doesn't help you on your tax, but it puts money away for the future to make it, so it's tax-free when you go to withdraw it down the road.
All that growth is tax-free.
Yeah, everything's tax-free. And if you are in such a high wage earner type bracket that you're not really eligible to make additional contributions to traditional IRA, things like that, you can take your old IRA and do a conversion of that to a Roth. Now, that's only if you can afford to do that, because when you convert a portion of your IRA to a Roth, which we do a lot of that in the office, you have to take that as unearned income for this year, so that portion that you convert would be taxable. But if you plan for that, and if you're in a position where you can do that, you start freeing up your larger IRA account to be tax-free in the future, because remember, 2026 is coming with vengeance.
Yeah, it is.
And that's our new tax code that hopefully our government will be functioning by then, and we can all agree on the new tax code. So those things will be coming up that is going to affect every person in the United States
when
that change happens.
That's probably the most important issue coming up in the next election that's going to affect everybody in the United States. Whoever controls the government after November of 2024 is going to set the tax policy in 2026. And if it's the people that want to tax you as much as they can get away with, spend as much as they possibly can.
That's right.
We're going to be in trouble.
That's right.
If it's other folks, then we may be okay. But it's important to keep that in mind, as there's a new tax code coming. And we're going to decide about a year from today, in just a few weeks, who's going to make that decision. And we got to be real smart about that.
Yeah, we do. We have time. And we've talked a lot in our workshops and in our meetings. Having a plan is better than no plan at all, whether it's for estate planning, financial planning, any of that. So, we try to encourage people to think ahead. If you're a pre-retiree, if you're within 5 years of retirement, now's the time to start planning for that retirement date. We talk to people about budgeting, try to determine early on what your income in retirement is going to look like.
And how you're going to get it.
And how you're going to get it, where that's going to be derived from. And then just start budgeting that way right now and see if you can do that. if you can budget with just what the retirement income is going to look like, then you're ready to retire at any time you choose. But if you cannot live within that retirement budget that you establish, then maybe you can't retire based on those figures, and you either in the last few years need to pack rat more money, or you need to reduce debt, and ideally you want to retire with no debt, so you can just do your own thing. But if you are retaining some debt into retirement, you need to plan ahead of time. So having a plan, whether it's for tax mitigation or for budgeting into retirement or for estate planning, we encourage people to just think ahead and do some planning. I don't think you can go wrong by doing that. I mean, I know in our office, we don't charge for consulting. You can come in and talk to us about estate planning, financial planning, budgeting, things like that. And we're not going to charge. We're going to try to be there to help and try to help you get a game plan that's going to fit you and your family. That's the key to what we do and what we've been doing for nearly 9 years now on the estate side.
Well, I've always
also
liked that about your office and your model, that you can do everything that you do without charging your clients anything.
Yeah, and and that's because we choose to do that.
Right.
We're licensed, we could charge fees, we just choose not to. We're in our 23rd year at the Resource Center. We've never charged a fee for consulting, and we do a lot of consulting, and we develop really good relationships. The relationship is what I look for with a customer. It's not, products come and go. Tools that we use for different things, they come and go, and they have to be adjusted, changed, with tax law changes, legislation, things like that. So we're constantly trying to keep our clients informed, and I know you do the same thing on the law side. And when there's changes coming up, we just want to keep people informed so they can make a decision and they can plan for themselves and their family. That's a key to that. It makes people cringe when they need to go talk to their professional, but they know they're going to have to scrape together enough money to pay them a fee to sit down with them for an hour or so and visit with them. And I just think that's bass backwards. I think it, from our standpoint as professionals, I think we need to offer those services. And then I firmly believe, that's what keeps our relationships for years with our clients, because they come in, ask us questions, we give them good answers, and we try to help them improve their lives. That's the key to the whole thing.
Absolutely.
And, because Lord knows the government is out of control. Taxes are out of control. Everything's kind of chaotic. So I think we all got to stick together, and we got to offer those types of services. So if we can be of benefit to you or your family, call us here at Planet 417, K-ROG, call the Resource Center, 882-1800. We'll be glad to sit down and visit. Come to our workshops.
We're got one today, it's full.
Yep, we got one today that's full, but we, I believe, are going to do a couple in November. And then December's up in the air yet, whether we're going to take the holidays off or if we're going to throw a couple more in. It's probably based on demand. So. If you'd like to come and see us, let us know, and we'll get you into the next workshop or meeting that we can. So,
all right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Glad to have you here. Loyal viewers on Planet 417, and we'll be back next week with more dollars and cents.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AE Wealth Management and the Resource Center, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet a particular need of an individual situation. The Resource Center, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this podcast shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by the Resource Center, Inc. This podcast is a paid placement.